Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today's card is featuring products from the online exclusives from Stampin' Up. And basically this means that the products are available but they're not in a catalogue. You just have to go to my online store to find them. And this is a suite of products that I've chosen to use. And let me share them with you. So the decorative paper is called Season of Green. And you can see, look at all these beautiful papers. And each of them has the gold on one side. And they really are beautiful papers. So that was my number one product. My next product is this gold mercury vellum, and again you can see that it is vellum, and it's sort of got this lovely gold splotch on. And then I have got some more vellum, more vellum here, and this one is called Graceful Greenery Vellum. And again, you can see that it's got some lovely printing, and there's 6 sheets in this, and you get to 2 of each. Now it coordinates with the Golden Greenery stamps and die set. Now, I chose not to do any stamping on this particular card. I have left it all to the dies and the paper to do all the hard work. And one of the things that I discovered is that with this paper, these dies will actually cut out the shape. And I've got one here to share with you. I already did some cutting out. So you can see it cuts through the vellum and you've got your perfect shape there. The other one, let's see, this one here, also there is a die that will cut that out, and as an added bonus it will also cut out some of the items on the pages with especially like this one with the gold on there. So you can create beautiful display without any stamping, because the dies and the paper will do it all. So I also did some cutting out. I cut out some of the other pieces like this ahead of time. There's the 2 I just showed you. And so that's using this set of dies. And then I also cut out using that lovely mercury vellum. And you can see that that's what I've got in here. And I've just sort of made an arrangement. Now, you could use this as a Christmas card, but equally you could use it as a birthday card, as a thank you card. If you wanted to put a greeting, there's a nice space at the bottom here, but I've decided to leave it without any words, and then I can use it for any occasion that I want to. So let's go ahead and just pull this card together. So I am using, here we go, I'm using this lovely one paper here. It's got a nice green sort of tone-on-tone design on the back, but I'm using this gold because all these pieces will really stand out against them and look spectacular. So that's my starting point there. And I'm using Very Vanilla for my card base, and this is just 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it in the middle just to give me my card base. And then I've chosen to use the Mossy Meadow. That is one of the colours inside the packet of paper. And if you're not sure how to tell the colours, then on the back of the label here, here's all the colours that's in there. Garden green, mossy meadow, old olive, pecan pie, very vanilla, and then the gold embellishment. So that's always my starting point when I create a card is, well, what colours am I going to use? And if I'm going to use a decorative paper, then I can say, okay, I am going to use one or two of the colours from the decorative paper. So I'm just sticking this layer down. Now my mossy meadow layer is 4 by 5 1/4 there, and then my piece of decorative paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So I can actually get 6 cards out of this one piece of paper, which is good going. Now, to jazz it up even more, I am going to put a strip of the mossy meadow down, and this is like a 1/2 inch wide, and I'm going to just use a little bit of my liquid adhesive, and I've cut it slightly longer than my card layer so that I can trim it off, because you can always trim off, you can't stretch out. So there's my piece there. Just snip those pieces off. Now I'm using a pair of scissors that I don't mind getting a bit of adhesive on if there's a little bit showing there. Now this ribbon, this is the 1/8 inch ribbon, and you get 2 in a pack, one silver and white, one gold and vanilla. And I've used these a lot, so this won't come as any surprise to you. And it was an online exclusive last year, but it's actually still available in the online exclusives, but it made its way into the annual catalogue when it was released earlier this year. So it's easy to find. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive tape just to hold it in the back. That's a bit more than I wanted, but heavens, I don't mind. So let's just give that a good old burnish just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then I just pop that over the other side, and another, hopefully a smaller piece of tape this time, Cindy, would be nice. There we go, that's a bit more like it. There. So that gives us a lovely feature in the middle of our card. And now I'm just going to stick this piece down with some double-sided foam pads. These are dimensionals. They just give it a little bit of a pop and just makes it just again a little bit more special. So now I've got my basic card done like that. Now I can go ahead and arrange my pieces. So this I cut with old olive, and this one I've cut with mossy meadow. And so here I just out of ordinary plain cardstock, I just cut those pieces out ahead of time, so there wasn't a video about die cutting. So I've got 5 pieces altogether, and I want some of it to be below there like that. But I need to make sure that it's in the footprint of my card and it doesn't hang over the edge. Otherwise, it'll get all scooshed up when I put it in the envelope and it won't come out pretty at all. So we can maybe pop that piece in the back there. Flower arranging was never my strong suit, but I think we can, let me see what I did on my other one. So I think we can bring that goldy bit there, that can go there, and then we can just add this piece, and then maybe we'll have that piece I think that's backwards. Nope, that's good. That's the right way round. And then we could perhaps do that like that. So I'm thinking that's the way to go. Now I'm going to use some mini glue dots to stick this down, only because it's easier than dealing with liquid adhesive. So I've got my piercing tool here. I'm gonna pop some at the top. So I want a little bit of movement. I don't want to stick them all solidly down on my card, but I want to make sure that they don't travel and get scooshed up when I go ahead and put it in the envelope. So I want this one to be quite high. That's getting a bit ahead of itself, sticking itself down. Oh, no wonder that it was stuck to me, that roll of there. So that gives me my sort of height there, and I think I'm going to need to put another one just to hold this one in place. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this one over here, and then this will go like that. So we want that to go up into the corner to fill that space. I think I only need to put a couple on here. So it's quite heavy on these dots, but it's well worth it to make sure that everything sticks properly. So there we've got that piece going up like that. And then this one has kind of got a curve to the right. So maybe I ought to sort of stick that to the right. Maybe like that. But I'm thinking that I'd quite like this there. I think we're going to do that there. And we're going to put this one in first, because then I know it's not going to move. So I'm thinking that I probably might just save this. I know it's only what is it, August? But I might just save this one for Christmas, because I can always put a Christmas greeting on after, because I deliberately left this space. And I think we need to put one up there. I think that's pretty firm. And then I'm going to put this one here, and then this one I'm going to pop on the top like that. So we only need a couple here because there's not lots of little fluffy bits that are going to wobble around like there is on those other two. So let's just pop that and bring that down a little bit. And then this one can come down to there. And again, this is a fairly solid piece, so I'm only going to need a couple of glue dots on there just to hold that in place. And they won't show because I'm hiding them behind the printing. And that's another good reason, now I think about it, for using glue dots, is that liquid glue is not going to stick that down very successfully. And so, because the vellum isn't absorbent, so I'm just going to do a quick little bow just to finish this off, and then introduce you to my final embellishment. So there's my little bow. Need a pair of ribbon scissors. Now, do you keep a pair of scissors separate for your ribbons? Yeah, I do, because paper will blunt scissors literally in the blink of an eye, and you'll never really be able to use those for fabric or for ribbon. Again, it won't, let's see if that's nice. And I think I might just put another little glue dot under that piece of ribbon just to hold that in place like that. Yes, so as I say, I always keep a pair of scissors. That is for ribbon. And then my final flourish is these. So these are called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Backed Berries. And they have, they remind me obviously of holly berries, but they've got like little cluster of 3 and then individuals. So I'm going to just put one of the clusters of 3 sort of down here. And then I'll put a couple more up in my design somewhere, just to draw the eye to them. So there we go. So there we are. Oh, I needed to do this as well. I cut a little strip because I had a tiny strip of the paper left, and rather than waste it, I've cut a piece and I'm just going to stick that there. So there we have a no stamp card featuring some of the new products from the online exclusive range. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already do so. I certainly would love to read any comments that you have that you can put below, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you may have, and I'll certainly be interested in reading them. So I'd like to thank you very much for choosing to spend some time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.